Today I would like to share one tip about GTI visa. So one tip of GTI visa and then the purpose of GTI in the first place. I think I've mentioned this quite a lot to our candidates. People approach me and I share this information to them free. Now, one tip of a GTI visa, it's the department wants you to have the employability, the right to be employed. One tip of GTI is employability. So employment is really, really important. So why is that? Okay, you can see this government really trying to do something, isn't it? They really want to look after their own people. So they want to say, okay, I want everybody. The reason people being employed is really important because therefore you have a really healthy system. You connect tax, and then this tax can be paid to improve our transportation, infrastructure, parks, education, health system. So they want people to go work, right? To go work, do anything. It doesn't matter what time you go work and pay the tax. Now, employment has to be really important in a way it's not so, but we don't want Australian government doesn't want anyone we don't want you to take someone else's job. It's no skilled. Because they want to look after these people at the end. So if you're a low-skilled person in taking no-skilled jobs, then somehow you might force someone else to lose the job. So therefore, the employment is really able to say, you're going to say, I am able to take a very high job. Okay, this high job, it can be paid. You can pay yourself as a boss, an employer. You can get paid as an employee, so it doesn't matter. So the ability to have high income threshold, to meet high income threshold, to have high income, this is a key of GTI. So anything is related. The key is not about setter. I continually mention this, not about setter. It's not about, nominator is good enough. You do have a needed nominator, but it doesn't really influence the decision making. If he meets requirements, he meets requirements. Okay, so it's not about setter. This is not about nominator. It's not about how old you are. It's not about English level. It's not about a qualification. Nothing related to the only thing the Australian government matters is about your employment ability. So how much likely, in the future, predict in the future, you get high payment. The more able you attract, and obviously it has to relate to us, right? If I don't understand your work or you like illegal or the work here, we don't need them, for instance, marketing, we might not need that, but if that is advanced marketing, then we do. You see, that's their understanding here. So we need people who's able to get high paid job in Australia. So it has to have a relevance here. So employability, therefore, is really so it's really prediction. So if this person, if they come to Australia, will they get high income job? Now, if they are in Turkey and they are in, so just randomly saying South Africa, they are in Kenya, they are in Egypt, for instance, they are not going to get any income. I mean, the income, that's really low. It's not, obviously they are quite different. India is not. It's unlikely to have high income unless they are business owners. So this is really unlikely to achieve. Therefore, they are not looking at your current earning power now. It can be a kind of guidance, but this is not what they're looking. They were looking at how much likely you get high income in Australia after you got permanent visa, right? After you got permanent visa. So this prediction then put on some of the information such as how much you earn now, okay, and what kind of, if you come to Australia, same people like you, how much they're earning now, okay, do you have a job offer in Australia, something like that. So everything can be considered as long as you can show, you can have something to show, oh yeah, I am going to get a high paid job in Australia. So high paid job, why is it high paid job? The only thing, high paid job, and this high paid job is something like a future event, right? And it should be not just high paid job next year and then year after I lose the job. No, it has to be a high paid job consistent in the next 10 years at least, right? Think about the future event, okay? It's something like booming. It's something like the really good industry, okay? So high paid job in this industry. So employability, therefore, is really critical. Now, how are we going to demonstrate that? It demonstrates by we need to understand Australian industry and then what kind of future industry we'll be looking at. Some of areas that, you know, it's really hot nowadays: AI, semiconductor, advanced manufacturing, security is kind of lots of payment here, fintech, payments. So all of this, you can see that in Australia it can be paid high. And mining, right? Mining, and which mining? So which kind of area? So oil, gold is which area? It's likely they are likely to attract high income. So high income can be seen if you go to same job. If you say I'm in Sydney, they might not pay you high income. But if you're willing to go Western Australia, you can get high income. Then is that okay to say, you know what, I'm gonna go to Western Australia because my job basically will be there? Is that okay to say that? Absolutely, absolutely. As long as you can demonstrate, okay, I will going to have a high paid job. Now, why high employment employability is really important to countries like Australia? As I mentioned, so first of all, these people means they have high skill, okay? They have had high skill, which means they're able to train locals, right? To upskill them. Or they're able to help the Australian products sell overseas, right? Or they're able to help craft some products. Or they're able to build a team. So because of that, they have the strength to do that if they are a high income earner. Okay, they are high income earner. So if you ask me, does that really matter about I don't have a job at all? It doesn't matter. If you can still demonstrate, you're gonna get high income job in Australia. So don't be jealous if someone else got invited, which we did have. He did not have a job at the time, but we believe he able to achieve greater excellent outcome when he in Australia. And indeed, he demonstrated that he's now in Australia. Now he's got high paid job. Alright, so today I just share with you one single tip about Global Talent Independent Program. I hope this helped you.